gathering information on our gravestone, we made a trip to Woodland Cemetery. The Sharp gravestone is a Victorian-style monument made of granite in a Laurentian style, probably quarried from Quebec. There is an urn on top of it with a shroud, which stands for old age, so it's probably representing Catherine Sharp, who is the oldest member of the Sharp family to die and be buried in Woodland Cemetery.
The primary members on the gravestone was Noble Sharp. He was born in 1825 and died in 1889 at the age of 64. He was from Kilkenny, Ireland originally, and became a farmer in Ingersoll, Ontario. He died in Ingersoll, and his body was moved to London in 1889. He died of dropsy, which is an old term for edema, which is a disease where fluid builds up in the cavities or tissues of the body, which can lead to things such as heart failure or kidney disease. He was buried with his 6-month-old daughter, Maria Ann Sharp, whose corpse was also brought to London. And there was another name on the gravestone, Percival, who also died at the age of 6 months, though there are no records to show how or where he died. Another name on the gravestone was Catherine. She was married to Noble on March 7, 1861, in Waterloo. She was 20 and he was 36. She was born in 1840 and she died in 1923. And she was also born in Ireland. Her father was George Owen, mother Mary Ann Bursell, and she moved to London when Noble died in 1889, bringing his body, and then she lived at 532 Waterloo Street.
Because there wasn't a lot of information to be found on the Sharp family, we had to make a couple of assumptions and take some guesses. First of all, we assumed that Catherine Sharp moved to London to be in the city. She came with her daughter, and we know this because they're all in the London Library records. However, her sons are not. Therefore, we think that she likely left her sons in Ingersoll after Noble died to tend to the family farm. We also guessed that maybe Catherine and Noble came over because of the Irish potato famine in the 1840s and 50s. Catherine would have been much younger at the time of the emigration and probably would have come with her parents, which is why they are on record. Noble would have been older and would have come over alone, which could be why his parents are never mentioned.
One of Noble's and Catherine's daughter was Frances Louisa Sharp, who was born in 1867 and died in 1932. She was a spinster who lived in Victoria Hospital in London, which is where she died from influenza pneumonia at 65. Her sister was Sarah Meryn Sharp, who was born in 1868 and died in 1951. She was also a spinster, though she lived in Bessborough Apartments in London, and no more is known about her.
Two more of Noble and Catherine's children that are memorialized on the gravestone but not buried there are Edith and Edward Sharp. Edith Maud Sharp Rader was another daughter that was the only daughter that married. Nothing is really known about her as she was not in the London records. Edward was born in 1865, and it states on the gravestone that he drowned at Madeira Islands in 1891 at age 26, an island near Portugal.
Overall, there wasn't a lot to discover about the Sharp family that had been documented. Different sources contradicted each other in terms of dates and the spellings of names.
We were left with a few central questions about the lives of these people, specifically why Frances Sharp lived in Victoria Hospital and why Edward Sharp died in Madeira Islands. Either way, it's interesting to take an average family and act as a detective to draw connections and make discoveries about these people.